Hello students, welcome to session number 12. So in this video we are going to study about the various classification of hydroelectric energy. This will come under module number 2 in energy engineering. So here we will study in detail what are the classification of hydroelectric energy and how they will work. Okay, so we will study what are the different types of hydroelectric energy and how it is classified or in what basis it is classified. Okay, classification of hydroelectric energy. So hydroelectric energy is classified into several groups according to various aspects. Okay, in that, number one, according to head of water or head availability. Okay, according to availability of head, these are classified as low head power plant, medium head power plant, and high head power plant. Okay, so next, according to the nature of load, these plants are classified as base load plant and peak load plant. When it comes to base load plant, these plants are required to supply constant power to the grid. Okay, they run continuously without any interruption and are mostly remote controlled. These are base load. Okay, it is not, it is producing continuously power and it is supplying to the grid. Okay, then peak load means they only work during a certain hours of a day when the load is more than the average. Okay, the thermal stations work with hydel plants in order to meet the base load and peak load during various seasons. Okay, so it will work for a particular period. Okay, in order to meet the load. Okay, that is termed as peak load plant. Then according to the quantity of water available, it is classified as run-off river plant, then run-off river plants without pondage, run-off river with pondage, and pumped storage plant. Run-off river without pondage means such plant works daily according to the nature and limit to the flow in the river. There is no storage. Okay, power generated depends on the quantity of flow in the river. Sometimes a small reservoir or pond is built which can store for a few hours, then supply of water to the plant. When the river flow exceeds the amount of required by the plant, then water will flow off. Okay, such a scheme is called as run-off river plant with pondage. Okay, if it is constructed a small pondage, okay, then it is called as run-off river with pondage. Then pumped storage, we will discuss in detail what is pumped storage again in later sessions. Okay, next, according to capacity of plant, power production capacity, low capacity, which is 100 to 9900 kilowatt, then that is nearly 1 megawatt. Then medium capacity 1 megawatt to 10 megawatt. If it is more than 10 megawatt, then it is termed as high capacity plant. These are the classification of hydroelectric energy. We will see in detail what are these. First one, a low head plant. This is based on availability of head. Okay, so low head plant, if the head is varies from 25 to 30 meter, then it is termed as low head plant. Okay, 25 to 30 meter. Then these plants usually consist of a dam across the river, so you can able to see here in this diagram. And you can construct a dam across the flowing water. You can provide a small sideways stream, so you can see here through this sluice gate the water is flowing through the canal, which is called as termed as sideways stream. Okay, and a powerhouse is built in across this sideway, and power is generated. Okay, so a sideways stream diverges from the river at the dam. Over this stream, a powerhouse is constructed. Later this channel joins the river, main river, further downstream. This type of plant uses vertical shaft Francis turbine or Kaplan turbine, which is termed as low head turbines. Okay, so then a medium head plant, if head varies from 30 to 100 meter, then it is termed as medium head. So this is a sketch for medium head plant. So you can able to see here. These plants operate operates under varying head from 30 to 100 meter. Francis turbine Francis turbine is the common prime mover which is used for power production here. Okay, which is most suitable. And forebay before penstock acts as water reservoir and also serves as store surge tank. Okay, and then a high head plant, which is varies from 100 meter and above. Okay, so you can able to see here, this is the diagram. So these plants work under a head of 100 meter and above. Water is stored in lakes or high mountains during rain season, or even when snow melts. Okay, surplus water is discharged by spillway. Okay, you can able to see a penstock. Okay, so through the penstock water is taken. Okay, and it is supplied to powerhouse. Tunnel through the mountain as a surge chamber, and regulating vessels, regulating walls. Okay, so here you can see wall house at its exit in the tunnel section. Okay, then Pelton wheel is the common prime mover because it is high at power plant. Okay, so Pelton wheel is the common turbine or most suitable turbine for hydro power generation. Then very important topic, pumped storage plants. We studied about base plant and peak load plant and runoff river with pondage and without pondage. Now we will study what is pumped storage hydroelectric system. This is the diagram for pumped storage hydroelectric power plant. Then here pumped storage plants are employed at the places where the quantity of water available for power generation is inadequate. So these are most suitable for supplying sudden peak load requirements. Inadequate means where during peak load condition there will be a water shortage. Okay, so here the water passing through the turbine is stored in tail race pond. During low load periods, this water is pumped back to the head reservoir. Okay, during low load condition. Okay, LOW. So The energy required for this pump is utilized by the main power source. This water can be again used for generating power during power generation, okay, during peak load periods. Pumping of water may be done seasonally or daily, depending upon the conditions, okay, conditions of the site and the nature of the load on the plant. Such plants are usually incorporated with the steam or diesel engine plants, so that off-peak capacity of interconnecting uh, stations is used in pumping water, and the same is used during peak load periods. Of course, the energy available from the quantity of water pumped by the plant is less than the energy input during pumped operations. Again, while using pumped water, the power available is reduced on account of losses during prime modes. So there are some advantages such as the pumped storage plants, uh, where there is substantial increase in peak load capacity. It is termed as peak load power plant, okay. So there is essential increase in peak load capacity of the plant at comparatively low capital cost, due to load comparable to rated load on the plant. The operating efficiency of the plant is high. There is an improvement in the load factor of the plant, okay. The hydroelectric plant becomes partly independent of the stream flow conditions. The energy available during peak load periods is higher than that of during off peak load periods, so that in spite of loss incurred in pumping, there is overall gain, okay. Then load on hydroelectric plant remains almost constant or uniform, okay. These are some advantages. uh, then under pump storage projects, almost 70% power is used in pumping the water can be recovered, okay. In this field, the use of a reversible turbine pump unit is also worth noting. So here we can use a reversible turbine pump. These units can be used as turbine while generating power, and act as a pump while pumping the water to storage. The generator in this case works as motor during reverse operation, okay. So the efficiency in such case is high and almost the same in both the operations, okay, very high in both operation, in pumping as well as generating power. With use of reversible turbine pump sets, additional capital investment on pump and its motor can be saved. That is one more advantage, okay. So this is all about pumped storage system. So it is very important topic, please note that.